Hello, hello. So I am back again. I'm back with a dream interpretation for you. I just done a lyrics recording interpretation, which seemed to be connected, but I decided to do these two separately because this dream is specifically about your journey. It's not about anyone else's. So I'm doing them separately today. So I had the funniest dream. It is the funniest dream. I mean, my dreams can be quite bizarre, but I believe that you're leveling up. And the reason I believe that you're leveling up or going on to the next stage of your journey, your path, or even destiny, if you like, is because I was shown that I was in an office. I was basically what felt like about to participate in a job interview, and I was surrounded. I had 3 people around me, and I didn't know any of these people in the dream. And normally, what that means to me is if I'm talking face to face to people in my dream and there's someone I don't know, I believe I'm communicating with spirit in that moment. So in a sense, this panel of people were asking me, was I ready to go to the next level? And it was like they were interviewing me. So you could be going for a job interview, and going along the lines of what I was saying, if you're on a spiritual journey, you could be leveling up in that sense as well. But whatever it is, you don't understand it at the moment. During this conversation that I was having with these people, they asked me, was I ready for the next part of the interview process? Like, they were like a panel of people. And they asked me, had I done what I was asked to do? Was I prepared? And I knew exactly what they were talking about in the dream. I don't know how I knew what they were talking about in the dream, but in the dream I knew exactly what they were talking about. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I've done exactly what you've asked me to do. And they passed me a phone, but it wasn't a cordless phone. It was a phone without a cord on it, but it was like one of the old phones that you had the ring dial on it. The corded ones that would sit on the wall, but basically it was just the handset. So I was like, what am I meant to do with this? This isn't going to work. and lo and behold, hold the phone up to my head, the handset up to my head. And when I said I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Because I said to them I'd done what I was meant to do, which was, there was some kind of implant in my ear which enabled me to hear this voice, basically. And that was what I was meant to have done. I was meant to, in order to be ready for this next stage, I needed to be able to hear this person. So I don't know, I mean, like, I'm thinking that it could be, when I mentioned spirit guides earlier on, if you believe in that type of thing or not. If you do, then this could be for you in the sense that you're practicing spirituality in some sense or another. This could be about you taking the next step towards in that direction to grow even more than you already have. Also, this could be about a job interview where you don't think you're ready for it, or you think you're ready for it, but then you don't understand why it's happening either. Because when this person, they said to me, this person's going to speak to you and you need to be able to answer them. basically you need to understand what they're talking about and give them the right answer, because it's obviously, if it's an interview, then you've got to kind of go through the whole process, the next stage. And what happened was, an ambulance. So basically I was in this office setting and you could see out onto the road below. It's a bit like, if you've ever been in London, a bit like Piccadilly Circus. It was mental. loads of like vehicles, and there was a roundabout though, and I could see the roundabout and I could see this ambulance going round the roundabout, and it was quite smoggy, and there was like the sirens were going while this person was trying to talk to me. So I didn't need this handset. I could hear with this device that this other device that I somehow knew I had to use somehow. But it was weird because it was like it was almost like an implant, in the sense that I knew it was there but it wasn't there, if you know what I mean. So this person they said to me, this person, they named her as Adele. Maybe you know someone called Adele. They named her and they said, she's going to ask you some questions now and you need to be able to answer her. I was like, yeah, great, let's do this. And then obviously the ambulance happened, and so that was, for me, that was a distraction. There was a lot going on outside, but when she spoke to me, it was muffled, so it was something to do with the connection. And I said to her, my words were, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that, can you say it again? And she said it again. The sirens were still going, the crazy chaos outside was still happening, and again, I couldn't understand what she was saying. So there's something you don't understand at the moment. I'm going to take it quite literally. There's something you don't understand at the moment that is going to happen, or it's happening. It could be unfolding at the moment, but you are ready. You are ready for this next stage, and you just don't, I think it's that you don't understand why it's happening to you. It could be that you're about to go for a job interview that you think you would never have a chance at getting, and maybe you don't feel qualified enough or something like that, you know, or have imposter syndrome in that sense or something like that. But this is something you're meant to do. That's what I'm getting for that. And something that happens to me in dreams sometimes, which it helps me remember things, is that something embarrassing happens or something shocking happens, and it actually makes me remember the dream. But there's something that you've been putting off or on the back burner. But I can't believe I'm going to share this with you, because when I was in this setting so while I was in this setting, I was actually wearing a dress, and I don't wear dresses, not normally anyway. I mean, not unless they're long. I was wearing a dress and I hadn't shaved my legs. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and shave your legs. But this is something that I have intentionally put off doing because it's so cold at the moment in London. And I just found it so funny because in the dream, it's almost symbolic. It's just symbolic, you know, whether you shave your legs or whatever else, you don't, it doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant. I just think it's quite humorous, some of the things that you know, for me to remember things or for me to interpret things, sometimes the way that I'm shown, it can be the most embarrassing. It can also be really shocking as well, like some of the things that they were showing me and I'm like, that's never going to happen, like, so why did you do that? That's happening in my mind when I woke up, is like, that was uncalled for. But I know that it is to do with me being able to remember that the other part of the dream. It's almost like it gives me recall, if you know what I mean. So anyway, the whole point of me of mentioning that is because obviously it's relevant. I feel like there's something that you've been putting off, that you haven't done, that you keep meaning to do, but you're like, no, 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 it can wait. It can wait. It can wait. So anyway, yes. And if any of you are yes, I actually went and shaved my legs today. I can't believe that I've just shared that. But yeah, so on that note, I feel that the message coming through for you is there's something that you've been putting off, but now is the time to do something about it, and you don't understand why. You don't understand why now is the time. You don't necessarily have the confidence in yourself. You do know that you can do it. You know that you can do it. You just you're just not sure. But you're meant to do this. Whatever it is, you're meant to do it. If this is a job interview, or if this is to do with you actually pursuing a new venture because of your spirituality as well, that's what I'm getting. It may be that you're developing. I mean, I was the hearing side of things without actually using the telephone. Maybe you're clairaudient. It could be that as well. So just putting that out there. So on that note, I think that things are changing for you and you are leveling up in that respect. With the fact that it was even presented to me in the dream as a job interview. And when I actually explained to them that, you know, with everything going on, I said I couldn't hear it, you know, so even though I knew that I had this chance and that I could lose this chance to get to this next stage, or to get to this next part of the interview process, even though I knew that I could mess it up, I was able to turn around to them after and say, look, this happened because, and I mentioned something about, obviously couldn't hear the lady because it was not because of the outside distractions, it wasn't even that, it was just like a muffled noise on the thing. I said it's not quite there yet, but it just needs to, like I was talking about this implant thing, it's like, you know, maybe it's not quite exactly where it needs to be yet, but it's getting there, or something like that. So I feel like you're getting there with where it is. Let's do I feel like sweet dreams, you know, it's a dream. Anyway, I'll talk all night otherwise. Talk you all to sleep. I'm not sure if it's day or night when you're getting this, but you know, it's night time here at the moment. Well, for some reason I just looked at love on the bottom. I know that was the one that I obviously put away last. I'm going to read it quickly. My heart is open to love as it manifests into the world. Maybe that's something you needed to hear today. But I know that was from the last time I used these cards. So let's just shuffle. It was only because I've seen it and I thought maybe someone needed to hear it. So let's see. Is there anything about this? Anything more about this situation, this dream, that is relevant, that we need to know? Purpose. It's interesting. My dreams connect me to my purpose. That was true there then. Love. My heart is open to love as it manifests into the world. So what does that mean? Love and purpose. So this is something to do with your calling, and it's in terms of love, this is probably about being of service in some way. My heart is open to love as it manifests into the world. My dreams connect me to my purpose. And this could be about following your dreams as well. So be confident do what you love, follow your dreams, because it's going to lead you to your purpose. You're definitely leveling up. You're definitely leveling up at the moment, but I'm going to shuffle these, so next time when I look at the deck there'll be a different card on the bottom, and leave it at that for tonight. I hope I entertained you. If that's all you got out of this, my little story there. Yeah, it's funny how I see things and how I remember things. So I'll probably share more on the sorts of things that enable me to interpret my dreams in the way that I do. You know, knowing that they're messages, the difference between them and other dreams that, you know, anyone can have. You know, we all have dreams, but it's how deep are they, I think, more than anything else. And it's whether or not you're getting messages that you're not remembering, maybe you're not recalling your dreams, or not able to recall your dreams. But maybe we can talk about things like that as well, and give you a bit more insight into how I recognise messages and interpret them. You know, the difference. But anyway, we'll get into that another day. I'll say good night for now. Good night, sweet dreams, wherever you are, and I hope that you got something out of this and that it helped you in some way for your circumstances at the moment. And I'll speak to you again soon. Take care for now.